Punishments for students who break the rules should always be fair, appropriate, and aligned with school policies. It's essential to focus on fostering a positive and supportive classroom environment while addressing behavioral issues. So what kind of punishments can you use with your students? Start with a verbal reminder of rules and expectations, giving students a chance to correct their behavior. First, you're going to tell them, sorry, what are the rules? That's not what you're supposed to do. We agreed to these rules. So whatever your policies are in the classroom, the classroom rules you have, you've got to warn your students, listen, don't do that. That's your first warning. A timeout. Have a designated area where students can cool off and reflect on their actions. This should be a brief, structured break. So they should still be busy with work. They should just be moved to the side in a space called the timeout zone. What we should understand with a lot of these students, if they're younger, they might not know how to process a lot of the emotions they go through. So you'll find some students are more quick to anger or to cry or something to happen to them. When they go through puberty, it's even worse, going through puberty. Yeah, maybe I was a bit emotional too. We've got to give our students a chance to just calm down, relax, and work through those emotions. Loss of privileges. A temporary removal of privileges such as using a favorite classroom resource or participating in a preferred activity or game. Detention. Hold the student for supervised after-school detention period to complete schoolwork or reflect on their actions. If you've misbehaved or done something bad, you will get put in detention. You have to stay after school or, during break. Additional work. Assign extra assignments or academic tasks related to the misbehavior as a consequence. One of the examples we can give is where Bart has to write out a sentence. I will not do this anymore, like 10 or 20 times. It's about the students understanding that they did something wrong and they're supposed to align with what we expect from them in the classroom. Parents or guardian contact. So inform parents or guardians about the behavior and discuss a plan for improvement. This should not be done lightly because a lot of students that do act out in class and misbehave might have a difficult time at home for some reason. We've got to be considerate of that. Before you contact the parents, just try and understand where the students are coming from because, we all live in our own bubbles where we're so busy with our own lives. We forget to understand that these kids, they're growing up somewhere too, and it might be in a difficult place. So before you contact the parents, just consider that. A behavior contract. Create a written agreement with the student outlining expectations and consequences for future behavior. Sit down with the students and explain the rules to them. Maybe sign some kind of contract. I know a lot of teachers do this at the start of the semester where they get the students to write things down like that. A loss of recess. Students may miss recess or free time if their behavior continues to disrupt class. So that's also a loss of privileges. So make sure that students still eat and they're able to go to the restroom. Restitution, that's an extreme case when there's damage or theft that require the student to make amends by repairing it, replacing, or reimbursing the affected party, like if they broke something of a friend. Referral to school administration. In cases of severe or repeated misbehavior, involve school administration for further action. This is where teachers send the student to the principal. I want to also warn against this. Don't do this lightly too, because a lot of teachers, they get frustrated. They don't know what to do. So they run to the principal. And that's not something you want to do because that also weakens your position of authority in the classroom. Because if you can't handle those students, you're just going to run to the principal each time. I know a lot of teachers also send students outside, but I'm heavily against that unless it's an extreme case where a student needs to cool down or there was some kind of violent behavior. Because if you just send a student outside, a lot of teachers do this. I'll work with the good students. The bad students, you go outside. They're missing classroom time. They're missing time with you. And they're also going to resent you for sending them outside because now you are an enemy.